He made his time count. Now, let me say this and I'm going to get ready to close. I believe with all of that, he is not special. What do you mean? I believe everybody in here got that same thing in them. We're just not patient enough to position ourselves to reach in and get what God has put in there so that we can make our time known. So that, I put it this way, so that eternity will read about you. Long when you're gone, you can make a mark in creation that eternity got to sit back and say, oh, they've been this way. I believe he's not special in that all of us, because according to what Paul said, and I read it just this morning in the reading of the book of Galatians, I just got up and read it, that Paul says God shows no partiality or favoritism to no one. If that statement is true, then he don't love Seymour no more than he loved me. He didn't put no more in him than he put in me. The difference is, are you willing to take the time to pull out of you what God has put in you and make your time here counts? Count for something. Lift your hand and say thank you.
Thank you, Lord. Yes, Lord.
That's all I want. Here's where I want to start to close. I read it. I'm going to say this. But this. I want you to get this right here. I want you to get this right here. If you don't get nothing else, get this right here. We spend or waste too much time in life waiting on people to make up their mind. That's what Jephthah teaches. Says life is too short to gamble with indecisive and hesitant people. I want you to hear this, what I'm saying today. Because some of y'all going to have to terminate the people that Your problem is not you. You're going to have to terminate some things and some people. I'm going to come back to that in my closing point. I'm going to hit it right at closing and keep going because, you know, it might be a little bit hard. So I'm going to read this again because I want you to get this. We spend or waste too much time in life waiting on people to make up their mind. Life is too short to gamble with indecisive, hesitant, tentative, sorry people. Your gift is too precious. Put your hand on yourself. Say, there's a precious gift in here. There is a precious gift in here. And I got a word for your gift that's too precious. Your calling is too great to be entrusted into the hands of people who want credit for what they are not willing to work for or walk for or fight for or die for. If you don't want to go, don't hinder me.
That's it. Come on now.
Ephraim wanted credit, but they weren't willing to fight. Your life is full of people that want credit. But not willing to help you against a common enemy. A common enemy can be a struggle. I don't care what it is. Want the credit for what they're not willing to work or walk for. It is again. People who want the glory but don't have the guts for the fight that you are in. If you can fix that about your life, your chances of success probably goes up 80 or 90%.
All right.
Right there. Here's two quick things I'm going to give you. About managing your time better. Just two quick things. Number one, eliminate distractions. I put a reading because I wanted to interpret that. Meaning, learn how to say no.
That's it. That's it. Sir. Come on.
Learn how to say no. Let's eliminate distractions. Learn how to say no. And number two, you better learn the difference between time out and time's up.
All right. All right.
You put a child in timeout with the understanding that when he cools down or she cools down, you can bring them back into the fold.
Right.
You ain't got time to be putting adults in timeout.
Come on now. Come on now.
Some of the people in your life don't need to be put in timeout anyway. They need to be put in times up. And the difference is time out, I intend to bring you back. Time's up saying, learn how to move on. Because this time that you have is the only time that you're going to have. Because when you leave here, you go to eternity. So I got to make my time count. You cannot waste your time with people that don't want to go with you, or people that don't have the guts for the fight that you're in, or people who are not going to assist you against a common enemy. Learn how to say time's up and move on.
Thank you, sir.
Come on, preacher.
Tell the Lord, thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Because we are plagued with indecisive, hesitant people. It's like the spirit of the world now is this, there's an indecisiveness about people and things. And you pick up on that spirit that does not allow you to achieve. Time. You have time. No, you don't. You only have one time off to do what you're going to do. When you leave here, you go to eternity, and there is no doing in eternity. Learn the difference between time out and time's up. This is my final note. I thought it wouldn't be long. I was right on point last Sunday, 9:35, trying to your neighbor. I'm going to do it like this.